This is sports stuff, betting stuff.
Ciao.
Nothing from you, Jim. Zero.
I'm trying to figure it. I think this is Alex and you show, and I'm like originally I was supposed to just be the guy who shows up. So
Well,
no.
usually you have some type of sound effect. This is sports stuff, betting stuff, the number one sports betting podcast coming out of the sports stuff with Jim and Muff Enterprise. I am your host and the original degenerate Muff.
Good to see you, Muff.
Well,
Yep, yep. Alongside is the medical degenerate, another one of the original degenerates, Alex.
that's me.
And lastly, we have the Ohio Homer, the Ohio degenerate, and the fan of the Ohio State University, Jim.
Good to see everyone again. It's my favorite time of year.
It's the most wonderful
Really
time.
is. Really is.
Christmas in, I guess, officially August.
Yes. Yes.
This is our
Good pun.
first, there we go. This is our first sports betting podcast of this football season, not of this year. We had things earlier in the year around college basketball time and the March Madness.
That's a good point.
So for anybody that's new, the way that we work through this is we will discuss the games for the week. We'll have some discussion on some games and some lines that we thought were interesting or that we just want to chat about. And then we'll all decide our individually best bets of the week, which it could be anywhere from 3 to 10 games, depending on how risky and how behind somebody is, right? We chase our losses on the show. That's
Yeah, that's
a
not good
tried
for
and
you.
true situation. We don't advise other people do it, but we do it. So there you go. Um, and then we also have specialty picks, which we will get into. There's the best bet of the week. There's a risky pick of the week, and we will also have a parlay that we will each have a hand in, as well as one of our specialty picks will be tossed into the mix. And coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. Not this week, but maybe as early as next week, we're gonna have the guest pick of the week.
Do.
We have some people, in Jim's words, clamoring to get on the show.
Clamoring. Clamoring to get on the show.
I like it.
But
Always cool
bef
people like us. How could you not want to?
That's it. But before we get in to the football talk and do a quick recap of last year's records, individual records, as well as our specialty pick records, we need to introduce the people to our new totems, tokens, our items of good luck for the year.
Yes.
We will start with Jim, who I think has a tried and true favorite.
I have two. I have the Kraken hat, but this year I have an Ohio State Roosters coin.
I thought you were going to say underwear.
No, coin. It will help me make decisions where I am stuck. I will be flipping my own coin to see where I land on the 50-50 calls.
Jim has his hat and the coin, not to be
Yep.
confused with the light.
Not the light, my own coin.
We also have a light, which helps decide group picks typically. We flip the light. Jim will now flip the coin. Since Alex, I think, has the most interesting new totem item of good luck, I'm going to be using my sports stuff with Jim of hat this year. We are getting away from the breakers, the sunglasses, the Dion, not the Dion sunglasses, but the same manufacturer as the Dion sunglasses.
I mean, he stole the idea from you. Let's be honest.
Did I think wear those first? So we're going to go with the sports stuff with Jim of hat, which could be yours. And we'll do some contests at some point. We have some hats to give away. They may just go to our guest pickers. TBD. We'll figure it out.
Their pick wins, maybe.
If their pick wins, they get a hat.
I like
Fair?
it.
That's a good thought, Alex. I like that. All right, Alex, and you were last. You have a new item of
I
good luck
do.
this year.
A new, very old good luck totem. This was my grandpa's hat. It is a old school tie-dye Ogilvy golfing hat. So
I like it.
hopefully he was a little bit of a gambling man, not nothing crazy, but enjoyed his stuff. So hopefully it brings me luck. He was a Bengals fan, but we won't hold that against him.
I mean, I was Steelers fans, correct. We'll let that one be. Um, as is always the case, we shout out FanDuel.
FanDuel.
Handle?
FanDuel.
FanDuel
Hmm. And ooh.
is
FanDuel.
our exclusive betting app. Usually we talk about you can follow us on the Action app, but you know what? I don't want people to follow us on the Action app. I want them to like the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, leave comments, poke, like, tickle, all those things.
Get the bell on.
Get the bell
Ding.
on. So we're not even going to talk about the Action app until we have a little bit more engagement in the other socials at Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter, Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Trying
So
to
we're
get those.
not letting them know about our Action app.
No, no. I'm
No,
putting a hard line on. We need more subscribers. We need more social media followers before we release everything on the Action app.
I think they should have to DM us.
ooh.
Now they have to follow us.
Follow us. Okay.
Follow us and DM us for what? The
To get
Action app?
to get our handles.
Are you going to track them this year?
I'm
Jim?
gonna try.
Alex?
If I get 5 listeners that individually ask me for my handle, I will consider.
Oh, okay. I'll do the same. I will do the same.
I need 20.
That's fair because you actually do it to begin with.
I actually track my shit in there. You guys just talk about it. I do it.
Oh yeah, no, I just go off the cuff and do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's life. All right. Before we get into the college football games this week, let's do a quick recap of last year. The winner, the blue ribbon winner last year was Alex with a 71-55-2 record with a 555 winning percentage. That is impressive.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
You followed Alex. We don't keep track of units up. These are all the typical bets, the -110, maybe some +120 tops if we're picking an underdog. So, you know, pretty good spot there, all said and done with Alex. Muff, the original degenerate, was in second place with a 73-71 record for a 507 winning percentage, above 500. I'm perfectly content being above 500. That would be units down, all said and done, but it's above 500, and I'm okay with it. And in last place, a man who chased his losses from about the middle of the season
Ooh.
on.
No, don't do me like that. I'd say like week 8.
The middle of the season on, 17 weeks, Jim, in the NFL season,
Yeah, okay.
with a 68-83-3 record for a 429 winning percentage. Jim,
Yeah, that's me. That happened.
looking for improvement this year.
I
You have
think
it.
we should like do a little recap. And for anybody who happened to be a little new, like that's great. That's the winning percentage, but I don't think it tells a story
Go ahead, Jim.
per
Spin a
se.
narrative.
No, not a narrative. I think like we should clue in the new listener to how each of us's personality is when gambling. So I would like to describe myself, and then you can all kind of just I'm not gonna let you guys, I'm not gonna speak for you guys. I am more of a shotgun blast historically, throw it all on the table and chase the losses kind of guy. Hate losing, so I just lose some more. I don't do as much recon as say Muff. I'm more of an emotional gambler. Um, hence the percentage.
Okay. I am typically calculated, do some level of research before I discuss my bets. I'm not going to say that every bet, there are emotional picks. I usually have some standard for, I have some, at least a piece of information that I can hang on the bet on, so I can justify it. That's typically my strategy, is to do enough to feel confident, we'll say. In some cases, I'll do a little bit more. Alex, how do you describe you?
I feel like I'm a good medium to you guys. Like usually I've heard or felt something specific, but then there's also a good chance that I um just went with my heart.
Yeah, I agree with that. I
You know
think
what I
you
mean? Like I feel like I'm not like the shotgun blasting like off the cuff like Jim can be, but I'm also not overly analytical all of the time.
Right. I mean, you can see this just in the amount of games that we had within our best bets last year. Alex had 158 total games. I had 144 total games. Jim had 154 total games. So Jim had 10 more than me and about 30 more than Alex.
yeah, I'm a big shooter.
Shotgun blast, it is. All right. Last year, our specialty picks, starting with the Mike Allstott hit stick pick of the week,
Let's go.
Pow!
had a losing season. The hit stick pick of the week is intended to be our best bet collectively. We all agree upon it. We think it is the best chance to win. It was 10 and 11. I think this is the first year it's had a losing record in 3 years of the show. 4 years?
At least three.
Three. I think 3 years officially the hit stick pick. So we had a conversation before we started recording. There was emotion, not even emotion. There was discussion. We had some discussion on whether or not it was time to maybe change the name of the hit stick pick, but I think we've settled on one barely losing record is not enough to condemn the pick.
No.
So we're going to stick with that. That is the only pick that has never changed its name.
Absolutely true.
The other specialty picks have all gone through multiple name changes. Next, we have the Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week,
Get out of here.
which was a big winner last year at 14 and 5. And this is a money line dog every week. Jim, can you describe what a money line dog is?
I cannot.
Still,
We have been 3 years, and Jim has had legal sports betting in the state of Ohio for about 2 years now.
Year and a half.
And we still don't know what a money line dog is.
Nope.
That's I feel like we failed somebody, and Jim is the person we failed. But anyway, it was a 14 and 5. So we're gonna keep that.
You're not going to describe it for the fans?
No, I would love you to do your research and describe that.
Okay.
You need to be educated at this point. It's your turn. It's your turn to do this, Jim.
I'll come back to you.
Okay.
you know, it's like in medicine we say see one, do one, teach one. I think that you had your C1 year, you had your do 1 year. Now it's your teach 1 year.
Got it. Got it.
And
I'll do it.
And lastly, the most contentious, the most interesting, and the least effective of all the picks, the Lolita Whale of a Parlay.
That
That's
was the
Alex.
least expressive Lolita whale noise effect that you've had in the history of that sound effect.
Dude, I don't feel good. My tummy hurts.
We don't need to do it again, just so we're clear.
The pregame.
Last year, the Lolita Whale only won once, and I honestly, after I think we pressed our luck at some point. I don't know how many total we tried. It was around 15 to 20. So it was one in, we'll say 17. But it's also a 3 to 4 leg parlay.
And honestly,
So
the first time it's won.
yeah, it was last year was the first time it's won.
Yeah.
But we have decided that we're gonna workshop a name change there.
We'll see what happens.
We'll get to that here towards the end.
Not that we don't care about Lolita. It just
Well, yeah, the Takate is, I mean, it's been dead for, like 10 months now. I think it's time to move on.
All right.
Moment of silence for the Lolita Whale parlay. Thank you all for your moment of silence. All right, let's move into this week's games on the college football slate. We have games Thursday through Monday.
Let's do it.
You heard that right. Thursday through Monday, college football starting on Thursday night as we have Howard traveling to Rutgers to take on the Scarlets Knight, where Rutgers is a 36.5 point favorite with a 49.5 point over under line.
I like Rutgers to cover here, but it's Rutgers. So this is a leaner for me. Yeah, I think if they came out and just smashed, like, oh, good. They're, but it's Rutgers, so like they could drop the ball on this one.
All right, we're predicting like a 42-7 game. That's about what the line is predicting.
I can see it happening.
It's at Rutgers. Rutgers should show out in the home opener. It's Thursday, which you never know what that means.
Yep.
So I'm going to stay away. I mean, I think Rutgers easily gets the win. I just don't know if they cover.
Yeah, I don't know enough about Rutgers other than historically what I know about Rutgers to feel that
Yeah.
this is going to be a cover.
Just what Jim talks about them being Penn State's rival.
Yeah, they are Penn State's rival. Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Next we have Jackson State at University of Louisiana Monroe. UL Monroe is a 7-point favorite with 49.5 point line as well on the over under. I think it's just an interesting Jackson State Thursday night game.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's going to mean. They're traveling to Louisiana.
Jackson State would be the money line dog.
Yes.
Are the underdog, which means if you put a bet on the money line, you would be betting the money line dog, Jim.
Good job, Jim.
See,
Proud of you.
I think it's not a bad one.
I'm not going to disagree. I think Jackson State has a real opportunity to cover this. I'm not going to say that I feel all the way there with the money line dog pick. I think we've got some other options to consider.
I
But
didn't
it's
say
it's
that
an
either. That's an option.
it's an option to consider when we get to that point. I agree. In Alex's game of the week, we have North Dakota State traveling to Colorado to take on Dion and the Buffs.
Telling you right now, North Dakota State, not to be reckoned with.
You feeling an upset, are you?
Not even an upset, but I think they cover. Maybe an upset.
Colorado's 9.5 points favorites, 59.5.
You put money on it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's the best bet.
Alex is already
He's hammering it home.
Yeah,
on it.
the state covers.
All right.
Money where my mouth is.
See,
Surprise.
it's already. I'm like, I want to go with
Surprise,
Alex.
surprise. This is Alex. This is an emotional pick from Alex.
Money
Yep.
where my mouth is. North Dakota State.
Plus the points or money line?
Plus points.
Yeah, don't get crazy here.
All right.
Okay. I mean, for anybody that's not listened to the program, Alex is a known Dion hater.
Big hater. Big.
So
Huge.
take
I like the
take that with a grain of
I
salt.
wasn't like that Dion hater. I don't like Dion's. I don't like the
You don't like that he opened up 529 accounts for his players that have kids?
Yep. Nope.
Don't like that at all? Okay.
Oh, that was just me being an asshole. I don't really have
Okay. Next we have Coastal Carolina at Jacksonville State. The Chanticleers are 3.5 point dogs with the over under set at 54.5. I'm feeling pretty good about Jacksonville State in this game. Coastal Carolina, I think they're gonna have a few down years after they've graduated. Lively at tight end, they graduate their quarterback. I forget his name already, but I feel like Coastal's gonna be down for a couple years before they get back up.
Yeah, and I
Jacksonville
feel like
State.
we went through a thing for a while where you're all high on Coastal and we just kept getting burnt on it. So I'm gonna try to stay away from them.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. 100%.
And they're traveling week 1, so I don't like that for them.
I mean, they're staying warm at least, like beach.
Yeah.
It's probably significantly warmer if they're going down Jackson.
And it's not really that big of a travel. It's like a couple hours, but still.
Traveling nonetheless. And the marquee game on Thursday night, North Carolina is 1.5 point favorites traveling to row that frickin' boat, Minnesota, 50.5 point line.
This is one of those trappers.
Yeah.
Because you're feeling the North Carolina of last year.
But Drake May's no longer there.
But Drake May's not there.
Neither is Devontae Walker.
But Minnesota.
See, that's where you're going to start getting trapped. It's not but Minnesota. Should be Minnesota. They always come out strong in the beginning. Injuries have been healed. They're going to have some players that sneak in that you forgot about. This is a
Oh,
trap. I'm
their
staying
qu-
away.
their starting quarterback for most of last year transferred, if I remember correctly,
Yeah, but
Minnesota.
I think they got a receiver back. I just,
Yeah, still Mac Brown at North Carolina. So,
yeah, you're not wrong there.
so I am I'm gonna most likely be staying away from this just because I
I
want to
think it's
watch.
a,
I want to watch this game and I want to be interested
yep.
in watching it. I don't
I
want to
think it's
be.
a trap.
I don't want to be rooting one way or the other. I want to watch a good game.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to Friday night football. The Horned Frogs of TCU are 9.5-point favorites traveling to Stanford. 59.5-point over under.
Alex.
Hmm. This is a reasonable line. I think I'm gonna stay away from it. I don't feel strongly about either way. I mean, it's a game to watch football.
Are you
Depending on
saying
where
TCU's
I'm
not
at.
going to cover or not? Like, give me your opinion here.
I don't. I don't know if I have one. I don't recommend you betting it, but I think TCU wins this game. I don't feel confident enough to be like, yeah, Jim, spend your money.
Okay. All right.
Fair
All
enough.
right.
I can think, objectively.
All right.
I haven't seen like I don't know. TCU's been so weird lately, like the last few years. You know what I mean? Like they're either really hot or like
We're all
really
very
cold.
hesitant here. That's all I'm
Yeah,
saying.
well, we have to see some football before you can be like gung ho. Like, and there's no preseason or anything. It's just you never know, man.
We're very cautious with our money and our records.
Right now,
Well, I mean,
It,
Alex was cautious all last year, and it boded
it
well.
paid off. You're right.
All right, which brings us into the marquee day of the week, Saturday football. Alex and I will be in Morgantown, West Virginia, to watch the Nittany Lions of Penn State as 8.5-point favorites take on WVU with a 51.5-point over under line. This line has moved, I think, 2.5, 3 points since it opened multiple weeks ago.
yeah,
So, with that being the case, and nothing, in my opinion, having changed in what's going to be happening in this game, I think we have some overzealous WVU fans putting big money down. Give me Penn State with some value here at 8.5 to cover.
I'm not betting. I don't bet on WVU, but
Gun to your head.
none of my head. I'm taking WVU
So,
With the points or without.
with the. I'll say with the points. But like I said, I don't bet WVU.
Jim, you were very, very in support of Penn State at like 10.5 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep. It's on my sheet. I am.
Mm, Jim's
Double G.
Jim's taking a pick back already.
I am still leaning on Penn State.
Taking a pick back already. He said
I,
he was about to lock it in 2 weeks ago at 10.5, and now he doesn't even want to think about 8.5.
you haven't let me finish a sentence, ass pipe. It's on my sheet at Penn State minus 8.5.
As I would have expected. Illinois State at Iowa. Iowa favored by 22.5, over under 40.5. That's a pretty high line for Iowa, especially against
Oh, that's why I'm surprised it's not on yours.
because they have a new offensive coordinator, Jim. I have no idea what's about to happen there. Caden
Still
McNamara is a
22
quarterback.
points.
No,
I was super
it's
tempted to go Illinois State here.
it's the 40.5, Jim, that we bet on, not the Iowa 22 and a
Oh,
half.
that's fair. Do we honestly
I
think they're
was
going to
super tempted to go
score?
Illinois State with points just because Iowa scoring 22.5 points.
That seems like so far fetched.
Yeah,
They beat anybody by 22.5.
but new year, new them. I don't know.
And they don't have their head coach.
I'm not worried about that in game one. Not worried about that all in game one for Iowa. If anything, I would venture towards Iowa to cover, but not going to mess with this one this week.
I am flirting with Illinois State. Big leaner for me.
That's ill-advised lean, in my opinion. Next, we have Clemson taking on the Dogs, traveling to Georgia. Georgia 13.5 point favorites, over under 48.5. Is this a sad Dabo day, Jim?
Oh, I would love it to be a sad Dabo day. If it's heads up, like take the spreads out, gonna be a sad Dabo day. If I have to throw the spread in there, I don't think Georgia covers. I don't.
Even with Heisman hopeful Carson Beck.
No, I don't think they cover. I see
Uh, yeah.
set. I think 9.
What
Like
if you were to set a line,
yeah, I would say 9.
then
Honestly,
take
gun to my head,
Clemson.
Jim.
If you just handicap the game at 9, then you should be taking Clemson all day.
I know, but that means I have to bet on Dabo, and I'm not starting my fucking year out by betting on Dabo.
You're not betting on Dabo, you're betting on Dabo
That
to
that
only lose
feels
by so
sinful.
much.
That feels sinful, and I'm not doing
Alex,
it in game 1.
None of my head,
Alex,
I'm going with Jim. Honestly, I'd take Clemson cover. I
plus the
think,
points.
yeah, just because I've heard so much good come out of Clemson, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong, and Georgia could come out and just beat the dogs, not out of them. And
Mhm.
yeah.
so I'm not doing it, but if I had to pick one or the other here, I'd probably lean Clemson.
All right. I'm gonna stay away from this one. Next, we got South Dakota State at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State. I'm gonna say this just because it was odd to me, only favored by 9.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm jumping on Oklahoma State here. I think there it's a under, I don't know, under expectation. Like I think that they aren't giving them the credit that could be due them this year.
I saw that, and for that reason, I'm staying away because I feel like there's some
They know
matchup.
something we don't know.
There's some matchup here that I don't know.
Nope, I'm just going with it. I'm riding it.
That's
Oh,
fair. Like I said, if you were just to give me that and say instinct, I would say yes, I would take Oklahoma State all day. But because it's such a fishy line, I'm going to stay away from it.
I will ride Ollie Gordon all the way to the bank.
All right. Next, we have Miami, Florida. Favored by 2.5, traveling to the swamp. Take on the Gators. Over under 54.5. I'm pretty sure I'm going to stick true to my guns with games in the swamp. And I'm going to take Florida plus the points. And this will be my contribution to consider for a money line
I was
dog.
just gonna say that. I don't know that it'll be one of my best bets, but I could get on board with Florida as a risky pick.
I'm with Florida plus the points.
All
As
right.
far as the money line dog, yeah, I mean probably I would be down for
And
that.
it'll be in the consideration.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's more to come, but next we have Akron at Ohio State. Ohio State 48.5 point favorites, 58.5 point line.
Jim?
Thoughts in Ohio land?
I think they'll win by 50.
Fair enough.
It all depends. Like it's supposed to be 83 degrees here. I think this is going to be one of those statement games. I think he will let everybody loose. I think there's a lot to prove as far as like all phases of the game. So now I say that, and then if Akron comes out and scores a touchdown within the first 3 series that they have the ball, like he may shut down shop after he goes up 3 touchdowns. So, but they should win by 50.
So Ohio State doesn't have a great defense, am I correct?
That's not correct necessarily.
Okay.
They don't have a great offensive line.
Okay. I was just considering, do you look at the over here? Like, can Akron score 2 touchdowns and Ohio State put up 50 on their own?
I would venture more to for Ohio State to cover before I said over.
Like,
So they went 50-7, 49-7.
Yeah, I would say
Well,
something
49
like
to
that.
7. It would have to be, I mean, some combination. It could be like 52
nothing,
to 52 to nothing.
Yeah, I would say something crazy like that.
Okay.
53 or something, yeah.
Yeah. We also have to remember that I think, especially, not especially early on, but early on, we don't have to worry about style points anymore, guys.
I think that I agree with you all the way until for Ohio State. I think it's all the way until Oregon. There is a style point and playing reps. Like they paid the money, they have to get certain players reps so they'll stay happy. I mean, I think that's a thing.
I totally disagree with whatever you just said there. The goal is to get to the playoff.
Oh,
No. No.
What's
I
the goal
don't
then, Jim?
I don't think that's necessary. I think that is one of the goals. I don't think that is the solid single goal. No.
Is to have a chance to win a national championship.
No muff. I 100% disagree. I
I,
think
I
in
don't
I think
understand
in
what I
schools,
don't understand what these reps have to do with it. You're paying. What did the players care? Or is this the collective that's like they better get 20 snaps today?
yes.
That's silly. And those people in the collective should have their kneecaps taken out.
I don't think it's the collective. I think it's the players themselves.
If I'm a player, I give zero shits about if I got 15 carries or 20 carries
I
as
don't
long
think
as we're
that's the
winning.
case. I don't. I think maybe it's schools like Penn State where that's the culture. I agree, but I don't think schools like Alabama, Penn State, Oregon. I don't think that's all it. The schools that are buying players now, that's not it.
So
They
the
want
players, what do the players want?
footage till they get to the pros.
They don't. Yes, they do want the. What do they want, Jim?
Footage to get to the pros.
Um,
Highlights.
they already get that.
Not on a game where you're playing Akron and you're sitting them after the first quarter. No,
That's used to happen anyway. Not the first quarter, maybe, but the first half.
but that's not what they want anymore.
They want to make it to the pros healthy is what they should want.
But I don't think that thought's going through their mind when they know they're going to.
Moving on, we've talked too much about Ohio State. Miami,
Thank you.
Ohio at Northwestern. Northwestern hosting this one in the stadium by the lake. Favored by 2.5, over under 39.5. Remember, Jim, this is no longer the same field.
I like the over here. I lean the over here.
I don't know if it's still long grass.
I still think the over here.
That was the only reason I wanted to talk about this and get people's thoughts. I have no thoughts of my own, aside from Northwestern's playing at a different stadium. Next, we have the Hilltoppers
Hilltoppers
of Western Kentucky traveling to Alabama to take on the Nick Saban-less Crimson Tide. Alabama favored by 31.5, over under 59.5.
you think Alabama only being favored by 31.5 versus Western Kentucky is like because Saban's gone?
Yes.
I think it would be like 45.5 or something crazy if Saban was there, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's a factor to that. I don't know how many points, but it's definitely would have been higher with Saban. I agree. That being said,
I don't know enough about the Alabama team and what they're going to look like for a reason that it is that way.
yeah, me neither. I think it's wait and see on Alabama. Not because they don't have the talent, just because of what the coaching is going to look like. How are they going to look compared to what they have looked like in the past? UNLV at Houston. Houston favored by 2.5, over under 54.5.
Be over in this game.
Not Houston to cover.
No, not Houston to cover, but
Houston.
a back and forth. Houston, I was listening today, and this was swayed by other podcast I was listening to, kind of previewing some of the games. And they were talking about how many overtime games Houston's had, the fact that UNLV and Houston both don't have great defenses, which is true. I mean, Houston's a Big 12 team now, which leans towards putting up more points.
Just because you're a Big 12 team, that's what it becomes.
Yep.
I mean,
UConn should be real happy when they get in. Then.
It takes a year or two.
Oh, okay.
you have to recruit to be in the Big 12, Jim.
Catch fire.
Is he talking?
I don't know. Alex, are you alive?
Yeah.
We lost him there.
I'm here. Can you hear
You're
me?
back. You're back.
Okay. I could see it being like a 28-25 game or 31-28 game or something. So I'm gonna go
Who
with you.
wins?
Houston.
So wouldn't Houston cover?
I
Yeah,
mean,
but
by that logic, Jim, you should have taken 6 games by now.
yeah, but I am gonna go. I'm more confident that the over will hit than that they would be a winner.
Okay.
Next, Fresno State at Michigan. Michigan favored by 20.5, over under 45.5.
Upset
What?
upset alert.
Jesus, this is an App State.
God, come on. If you want to say upset alert is in Michigan doesn't cover, I don't know if I'm on board with you, but whatever. But to say Michigan's going to lose is just you being the high homer. When we went to a concert at Columbus Stadium or Ohio Stadium, I had to explain to people why all the M's were crossed out. They were like, "Dan," they're like, "Wait, it's all the M's." And they're like, "Is that like something weird, like a conspiracy thing?" I'm like, "No, it's Michigan." And they're like, "Oh," so they just crossed them all out. I'm like, "Yeah." Like emergency exit. The M would have like red X tape over it. I'm like, yeah.
There it is. I don't hold Jim's thoughts on upset alert. Um, at Michigan, opening up the season, the Harbaugh family, not Jim Harbaugh, will be honored. I feel like they're going to show out this game, but I'm not gonna put anything either way.
We'll see.
We will see, Jim.
I'm calling an upset. I'm just saying.
And if it doesn't happen, what?
Put your
Then
money
the
where your
next
mouth.
one will be an upset. The
Right,
next one
dude.
will be
This
an
is the
upset.
thing. You're going to continue calling this until it happens. You'll be like, "See, I told you guys."
We should make him put money on it every time he says it.
Yeah. Every time you say this, you need to put at least $5 on it, Jim.
That's a lot.
That's
Because I'm going to say it way too much.
Exactly. You're gonna say it every week until it happens. And you're like, "See, told you guys. Upset. Michigan's not as good as we thought they were." And in the game day game, in the nightcap, Notre Dame at Texas A&M. A&M favored by 2.5, over under 46.5. Marcus Freeman in year two. Year two, correct?
Yeah.
Taking on Jimbo.
No.
I don't even know who's at Texas A&M anymore, Jim.
I don't think it's. I think Jimbo's out of job completely.
Jimbo is out. It's not Moody.
See, we're not an SEC show.
No, I just
We are not. Mike Elko.
There we go. End of last year.
Yeah, Mike Elko.
There we go. I mean, I would venture to go with. See, this thing. I think Marcus Freeman's a season away from truly having put the roster the way he wants it to be. So for that reason, if you're gonna put this to me, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna lean towards the under in this game. Actually, lean towards a defensive struggle.
Okay.
I would lean towards A&M to cover.
I'm hammering A&M to cover.
As much as you're hammering Fresno State to upset Michigan.
No, not that much.
Oh, you're hammering that pretty hard then too.
I'm hammering A&M to cover.
And you're triple hammering Fresno State to beat Michigan straight up.
I did not say all that.
You just said you were
Muff, this is what I'm doing. Let's move on.
All right, Sunday night football. USC hosting LSU. LSU coming in as a road 4.5-point favorite. Over under 64.5. Is this a road game or is this a neutral site?
I don't know.
This I believe is a neutral site, but I could be wrong.
Allegiant Stadium.
Price is not in Jerry World.
It's in Nevada.
Nevada.
So this is a neutral site game.
LSU.
USC.
All the way.
I'm actually I have this as a potential. I'm leaning towards an over in this game.
I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna lean towards an over. TBD on if I actually go that way.
USC generally doesn't play defense.
Yeah. That's what I'm leaning towards. All right. And in Monday Night Football, in the college variety, we've got Boston College at Florida State. Florida State coming off their loss to Georgia Tech in Dublin. Florida State favored by 16.5, over under 50.5.
I think Boston College covers.
Oh my God, why'd you have to say anything?
It was a betting show, and Alex gives his thoughts.
Yeah,
Yep.
but he was so quick.
And you know why I'm so quick? For one, I think Florida State's overrated. Two, I saw a this is just like one of those things. This is wherever I'm crossing from like naturally smart about my picks, Alex, to saw something and it makes me think. I watched like one of those scholarship videos and they put like a couple kids on scholarship recently and like the team was so hype and I just liked the vibe of the Boston College team and something in my gut says Boston College to cover. So I'm doing it.
You just hit Jim in one of his spots.
Yep.
Boston College, OMG. Georgia Tech, OMG. Jim is potentially going to miss out on betting two teams that he backs pretty consistently, not week to week, but in big spots. And if he doesn't pick Boston College here and they cover, he's going to feel real bad about himself.
Mm-hmm.
Real bad about himself, Alex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, we'll see. That's the last of the games that we're going to chat about this week. Obviously, next week we'll have NFL action to consider as well. So double the opportunity to win money and or lose the money. So let's get into our best bets, starting with Jim.
Mother. All right. I'm taking Penn State -8 at WVU.
And a half.
Yeah, thank you. Florida State +2.5 against Miami. Texas A&M -2.5 against Notre Dame. LSU -4.5 against USC. Houston, did the line change? Houston -1.5
No.
at
It's
UNLV.
2.5, isn't it?
I don't know. Muff just changed it, I think.
I didn't change anything. You had UNVL. I didn't put 1.5 anything. You put that if I didn't.
Ooh, is that where I got it on Wednesday?
It's 2.5 today.
Damn.
Still taking it?
Yeah, I'm still taking it. -2.5. I'm taking Houston. And then I'm gonna take Boston College +16.5 at Florida State.
I knew that was going to happen. He could not miss out on the train 2 weeks in a row, Alex.
There's no way.
All right, Alex.
All right. I'm going to take North Dakota State +9.5 at Colorado. Oklahoma State -9.5 versus South Dakota State. Houston UNLV over 54.5 and Boston College +16.5 at Florida State.
All right. Alex, this is very true to the normal here. Alex has the least amount of picks. I have the second most picks, and Jim already has put 6 just off of college football in 1 week. Like I say, it's a full shotgun blast, but
I tried to stay cool,
it's a good
but
way to start
Alex
it off.
screwed me.
No. You screwed yourself. You just wanted to be pushed over the ledge, and
I was
Alex did
gonna
it.
ignore that game. I was just gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna listen. And then Alex was like, boom.
You knew it was going to happen as soon as it was on the board. It was up for consideration. I am going to be taking Jacksonville State -3.5 hosting Coastal Carolina. The Penn State Nittany Lions to cover 8.5 in Morgantown with Alex and I in attendance, and me proudly wearing my Penn State jersey. I'm going to take Florida plus the points hosting Miami, Florida in the swamp. I'm going to take Notre Dame, Texas A&M under 46.5 points. And I'm going to take LSU, USC over 64.5. Which brings us now to our specialty picks. We'll start with the two that we know the names of this year first. consideration for the Mike All Stott Hit Stick Pick of the Week.
Oh, pow, pow.
Oh, we don't have any.
We have
The problem is,
The three of us don't agree on
well,
one
the
consensus.
problem is Alex can be forced into one pretty easily, but it's also then a risky pick because it's moneyline dog.
that's
Florida.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I also would be willing to get on the Jacksonville State train.
Yeah, but I'm the only one that has it. That would be
Could get on
forced.
yeah. I could get on the A&M -2.5 train, but you have the under.
I mean, I'm willing to put that into heavy consideration since you two both have A&M to cover.
I'm on. Oh, I don't.
Oh, sorry.
I thought about them, but I don't have them.
Yeah.
Or Boston College.
I am more in consideration for the LSU USC over than I am the under for the A&M game.
What about A&M to cover? It's one of your best bets.
Yeah, but Alex is not on that.
That's okay.
Alex just said that was a willing
He said
participant.
he said the under.
No, Alex said
No, I said the
A&M to
over.
cover.
Oh, the A&M game. I said A&M to cover.
Oh, okay.
I'm willing to come to that game if Alex is, and it's already on your list, Jim. I'm down.
Yes.
The Mike Allstott Hit Stick Pick of the Week is Texas A&M hosting and covering 2.5 points against Notre Dame. The Midwest Mobster Risky Pick of the Week.
Get out of here.
Let's get over here, I thought. Does it get over here or get out of here? I forget.
Get out of here.
Is it out of here? Okay. I think we've already kind of settled on this, but we give the opportunity for others. The one in strong consideration is Florida hosting Miami, Florida as a moneyline dog.
I'm all right with it.
I think that's the only one aside from North Dakota State plus the points and Boston College plus the points, both of which are pretty significant underdogs.
Yeah, I'm Florida.
All right. And last, in whatever we're going to call this parlay pick, we got to figure this out, gents.
I mean, Hawk 2 is stuck in my head.
Yeah, but that's not going to last. We're going to change it again if we call it that.
That's true.
It's just not going to last. We need something with some staying power.
Yeah.
Something that's typically topical. All right, it's usually current.
Stallions gave us tips.
What?
Connor Stallions gave us tips, parlay.
What type of tips?
Connor Stallion.
Connor Stallions gave us tips, parlay.
What type of tips?
Illegal.
Illegal tips.
Illegal tips, parlay. Illegal scouting.
What else is happening in the world?
I mean, there's politics, but we don't do politics here, and that's about all that ever happens.
Politics, Taylor Swift, apparently the big topics in the world.
Paul Skeens get the hell out of Pittsburgh parlay.
Screaming in a Pirates jersey parlay.
Bob. Sell the team, Bob. I'm sorry, I'm just on a Pirates kick right now. It does not have to be that. That's just what's coming to my mind because Pirates are
I do
terrible.
like sell the team, Bob parlay. I'm a big fan of that one for some reason.
Sell the team, Bob parlay. Alex, is that something you can get behind?
I can get behind it.
I can use on the graphic. What's the picture of that kid with the jersey and Bob Nutting? What is that? Oh, anybody know what I'm talking about?
We should put nutting in there. There should be nutting in the name.
Nutting parlay.
No, sorry.
I love it a lot.
Never mind.
No, Alex,
suck my nuts, nutting.
Stop.
Suck my nutting parlay.
Well, here
suck my nutting parlay. Sold.
Well,
suck my nutting parlay.
Or nutting sucks.
Don't talk about things that are untrue. Well, the reason I'm saying this sell the team because there is a picture of Bob Nutting posing with a kid that has a shirt that says sell the team. Quite literally, there's a picture of Bob Nutting next to a kid that has that shirt on, and they took a picture together.
I think I know what you're talking about.
That's
I've
my
heard of it.
inspiration for the sell the team, Bob.
That
We
could be
can still use a picture and have suck my nutting parlay.
every show will have to have an E.
Sell the team, but must be very part PC.
No, this is how this goes. You two always go off on a tangent with things that you know we shouldn't do, and then you convince each other that we should. This is normal. This is how this works.
Normal behavior.
And then I come in and
We
say,
suck our nuttings,
sorry,
month.
sorry, yeah, you guys do that. Sorry about it. Until the other two people in this recording produce the graphics and put the audio and everything out.
I'll do the graphic all you want, bud.
We'll call trump cards. No, you're not allowed to do that one.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll make a graphic.
No, all of the graphics, not just that one. All of them.
It'll be great.
We'll probably get our everything taken down. We'll be in a whole new algorithm. We already have enough going in there with the Muff name. Who knows what else we're going to get in there with that?
Sell the team, Bob parlay.
Yep. Sell the team Bob Parlay, which are we going to
I'm still
towards the end of
game.
last year, it was the Midwest Mobster that was automatically in.
I think we
Nutting needs to be in there.
There's going to be a picture of him, Jim.
Nutting, we're beating you 2-1 here. Nutting needs to be in
I
there.
understand. This is the inmates situation.
What about sell the team nutting? No, that don't work. It
Sell
just
the nut,
doesn't.
sell the nutting team. Can we
That's a good compromise.
compromise?
Yeah, that's a.
I think we should leave Bob. Sell the 19 Bob.
Well, it's up to you guys. Do you want Bob in there or not?
I like it. Sell the nutting team Bob.
Okay. All right. Do we go back to the All-Star pick as the
I think we do
mainstay?
until proven otherwise.
Jim?
I think we just pick 4 random games first.
We want the parlay to win, Jim. I forget how many
Yeah.
times we have to tell you this. Like it's like a money line dog. What is it? I don't know. Jim, we want the parlay to win. We don't want to put random ass games in there. We want this to be
I mean,
confidence.
I think you can put your own whatever you want to do. I'm down.
Well, there's 4 games. The fourth one has to be.
Why do we have to have 4 games?
I think that we do the all-star pick, and if we have a guest picker, we use the guest picker and us three.
Oh,
we go.
okay. Yeah.
All-Star's in.
But if the guest picker is not here, we'll defer to Mike Allstott as our guest.
All right, Alex, here's how we'll do this. Since you have the best record, you go last because you have the best likelihood to pick a game that wins. Jim goes first.
LSU minus 4.5 at USC.
Next is me. I don't want to pick too early in a game. Just don't want to wait till LSU at the end of the week. And I'm not going to put this in the parlay, Alex, because we'll be at the game.
Yes, no, I was just sitting here thinking, like, do not do this. So we'll root against Parlay.
I don't want. Sorry, guys. I got to put Jacksonville State in there, even though it's an early of the week game. Hopefully, we don't kill it early. Jacksonville State minus 3.5 hosting Coastal.
I think I'm gonna go with I really want to do the Boston College game.
I knew you did. I knew you did. I would support that decision.
I think I'm gonna do it.
This is Alex's contribution.
I'm gonna do it. Boston College. Go with my gut.
All right, so the sell the nutting team, Bob parlay is Jacksonville State to cover 3.5 hosting Coastal Carolina, Texas A&M to cover 2.5 hosting Notre Dame, LSU to cover 4.5 against USC, and Boston College plus the points 16.5 traveling to Tallahassee to take on Florida State
Watch this thing hit.
in week 1.
Could mess around and hit.
Could mess around and find out real quick. All right, everybody. That is this week in the first week of sports stuff, betting stuff. Remember, if you really want to get that action app handle, DM us your interest. Jim and Alex said they'll both release theirs with 5 DMs of interest. Mine will get there with 20. At Sports Jim Muff on Instagram and Twitter. Sports Stuff with Jim and Muff on Facebook, on YouTube. Make sure you do all the subscribing things, hit those action verbs. And hopefully, after week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 6, all of our picks are going to be on the right side of it. And we're going to be able to go to the bank and get a
Payday.